Are you starting your master's or PhD journey and wondering how to find the ideal research supervisor? Choosing the right supervisor can make a huge difference in your academic success, mental well-being, and future career. In this video, we'll break down essential tips on selecting a supervisor that aligns with your research goals and personal style. We will also discuss some students' experiences with bad supervisors, painful stories, and serious consequences recorded from poor supervision during master's and PhD studies. We will also discuss possible steps that postgraduate students can take to avoid the pitfalls of poor supervision and to foster a positive academic experience. Step 1. Define your research interests. How clarifying your research goals can help you find supervisors with aligned expertise. Before looking for a supervisor, have a well-defined research interest or question. This will help you identify supervisors whose expertise aligns with your goals. Consider what you hope to achieve in your studies and beyond. If you want to go into academia, look for a supervisor who can offer a strong research foundation and publication support. For industry-focused careers, seek supervisors with industry partnerships or applied research experience. Step 2. Research potential supervisors. Look at profiles on the university's website, focusing on their research areas, recent publications, and projects. A supervisor actively publishing in reputable journals is likely to be current in their field and able to provide valuable guidance. Current or former students can provide insights into the supervisor's mentorship style, availability, and personality. Step 3. Evaluate track record and experience. Understanding their mentoring history, student completion rates, and career placements of a supervisor is important. Look into how many of their students have completed their degrees successfully. High completion rates and student satisfaction are positive signs. If possible, find out where their past students are now. Successful placements in academia or industry can indicate strong mentorship and networking opportunities. Supervisors with active funding may be able to offer financial support, access to equipment, or opportunities for travel and conferences, which can be important for research productivity. Step 4. Assess mentoring style and expectations. Matching your learning style with the supervisor's mentoring approach and availability is key for successful completion of a postgraduate study. Some supervisors are hands-on, while others offer more independence. Reflect on what style would suit you best. Consider whether the supervisor is readily accessible for meetings and discussions. A supervisor who is too busy may be hard to reach, limiting your support. Understanding their expectations for publication, project milestones, and work habits will help you align with their approach. Step 5. Consider personality fit. Personality compatibility and communication style are essential in a master's or PhD student-supervisor relationship because they directly impact the student's academic progress, mental well-being, and motivation. When personalities and communication styles align, it fosters trust, open dialogue, and constructive feedback, allowing students to feel supported, seek help readily, and work efficiently toward their goals. Misalignment, on the other hand, can lead to misunderstandings, tension, and delays, which can create unnecessary stress and hinder a student's academic and professional development. A supervisor who communicates effectively and provides constructive feedback can greatly enhance your experience. Some students prioritize collaboration, while others seek supervisors who foster independence. Choose someone with similar values in terms of work-life balance, ethics, and research rigor. Step 6. Research group and environment. If the supervisor leads a lab or research group, it's helpful to meet current students and assess the group's dynamic. A supportive and collaborative environment can be invaluable. Supervisors with strong connections in academia or industry may offer opportunities to attend conferences, join collaborative projects, or participate in internships. Step 7. Questions to ask potential supervisors. When possible, arrange a meeting to discuss your research interests, potential project ideas, and their expectations. Prepare questions to gauge their enthusiasm and openness to new ideas. A good supervisor will show genuine interest in your ideas and provide helpful feedback, which will indicate their level of engagement and mentorship qualities. In a first meeting with a potential supervisor, it's helpful to ask about their expectations for communication and feedback frequency, their approach to supervision, whether it's hands-on or more independent, and any specific research goals they envision. You might also inquire about the resources available for your research, opportunities for publishing or attending conferences, and how they support students' career development. Additionally, ask about the work culture within their group and any measures they encourage for maintaining a work-life balance. These questions can reveal insights about compatibility and support to make an informed decision. Step 8. Trust your instincts. If something feels off during initial interactions, it might be best to consider other options. Your intuition can sometimes reveal important aspects that might not be immediately obvious. Step 7. Bad supervisors' painful stories. The ghost supervisor. A PhD student in social sciences went months without hearing back from her supervisor, who was always too busy to meet. Her research stagnated, she missed critical deadlines, and by the time she finally connected with him, her funding had expired. Choose a supervisor who has time for you and prioritizes regular check-ins. The micromanager. A biology master's student had a supervisor who wanted control over every detail. The student's every move, from lab procedures to data analysis, was criticized and altered by the supervisor. This control left the student feeling incapable, causing her confidence to plummet and delaying her graduation. Independence is crucial for growth, so seek a supervisor who allows you some autonomy. The vanishing act. Saboteur. A chemistry student spent years gathering data, only to have her supervisor take a sabbatical right before she started writing her thesis. Without guidance or feedback, she struggled with completing her thesis, resulting in an extended timeline and added tuition costs. Ensure your supervisor is committed for the full duration of your program and has contingency plans if they leave. The overly critical supervisor. A psychology PhD student consistently received negative, non-constructive feedback on her drafts. Her supervisor's harsh comments left her feeling inadequate and eroded her motivation, even leading to mental health issues. Look for a supervisor who provides constructive criticism that encourages improvement, not just criticism that demotivates. The black hole of communication. An engineering student had a supervisor who would respond to emails weeks after they were sent. The delay in responses meant missed grant opportunities and delays in thesis submissions, which eventually led to funding problems. Consistent communication is key, so aim for a supervisor known for responsiveness. The fame-obsessed supervisor. A student's supervisor prioritized his own research image over the student's success, pushing the student to work on projects only aligned with the supervisor's fame goals. The student's interests and ideas were disregarded, leaving him with publications that didn't align with his career aspirations. Choose a supervisor who supports your research interests and career goals, not just their own agenda. The unachievable standard supervisor. A history student supervisor expected perfection, constantly telling him to revise one more time. His thesis was in perpetual revision, which dragged his program on for an additional 2 years, draining his savings and delaying his career. Seek a supervisor who values progress over unattainable perfection. The absent-minded supervisor. A PhD student in ecology often met with his supervisor, only to find that the supervisor didn't remember their last conversation or any key aspects of his project. This led to repetitive work and directionless research. Supervisors should be engaged and interested in your work, so seek one who's attentive and organized. The research poacher, an economic student's groundbreaking data analysis approach was appropriated by his supervisor, who published it under his own name without giving the student credit. This unethical move cost the student his career-defining publication. Be wary of supervisors with a reputation for taking credit for students' work. Always discuss authorship expectations up front. The negative networker. A student who had worked hard in her program realized her supervisor was not respected in the academic community. When she applied for postdocs, potential employers dismissed her because of her supervisor's bad reputation. Your supervisor's reputation can impact your own. Ensure they have a positive standing in their field. Serious consequences recorded from poor supervision during master's and PhD studies. Research indicates that poor supervision during master's and PhD studies can have serious consequences on students' mental health, academic progress, and overall well-being. Here we will talk about some of the key negative impacts recorded in academic studies and reports, including severe outcomes like mental health issues, prolonged time to degree completion, financial strain, and, in tragic cases, even suicide. Anxiety and depression. Numerous studies link poor supervision to increased levels of anxiety, depression, and emotional distress among graduate students. A 2018 study published in Nature Biotechnology found that nearly 40% of graduate students surveyed reported moderate to severe anxiety and depression, often exacerbated by inadequate supervisory support. High levels of burnout. Burnout due to intense, unmanageable workloads and a lack of supportive guidance is a common problem among graduate students. Supervisors who impose unrealistic expectations or who don't provide regular feedback can contribute to high levels of burnout. Social isolation. Students without supportive supervisors or peers often report feelings of isolation, which can intensify mental health struggles. Isolation, particularly when paired with a lack of supervisory support, can lead to feelings of inadequacy and loneliness. Extended program duration. Poor supervision often leads to delays in feedback, lack of clear direction, and poor planning, which can all significantly prolong time to completion. This extended timeline can result in financial strain and additional tuition costs, creating further stress. Funding and employment issues. Delays in research progress can lead to students running out of funding, which may force them into debt or require them to seek additional employment, further impacting their mental health and academic performance. Erosion of confidence. Students with overly critical supervisors or those who lack constructive feedback often experience reduced self-esteem and heightened imposter syndrome, which can lead to decreased productivity and motivation. Increased risk of dropping out. High rates of dissatisfaction with supervisory relationships are a strong predictor of students leaving graduate programs. Studies estimate that between 30 to 50% of PhD students do not complete their programs, with poor supervision cited as a primary factor. Health consequences of stress. Chronic stress from challenging supervisor relationships can manifest in physical health problems, including sleep disorders, headaches, and digestive issues, according to research on doctoral student well-being. Severe cases of distress. Sadly, extreme cases of academic distress due to unsupportive supervisors and overwhelming stress have been linked to suicidal thoughts among graduate students. Studies reveal that approximately 10% of graduate students report experiencing suicidal ideation. Case reports. There have been tragic instances where students have taken their own lives due to immense pressure, poor supervision, and lack of institutional support. Although specific names and universities are often anonymized, universities have acknowledged these issues and are increasingly prioritizing mental health resources for graduate students. While specific cases may be anonymized in published studies, These general findings underscore the significant impact that supervisors have on students' well-being and the need for supportive academic environments. Steps that students can take to avoid the pitfalls of poor supervision and to foster a positive academic experience. Join graduate student groups, research centers, or organizations in your department to find support outside of your supervisory relationship. Many universities offer counseling services, writing centers, or career development programs specifically for graduate students. Taking advantage of these resources can help you manage stress and stay motivated. Save emails, meeting notes, and feedback. Having a documented record is helpful if misunderstandings arise or if you need to refer back to previous discussions. Maintain a research journal or progress tracker where you outline your objectives, meeting outcomes, and deadlines. This will keep both you and your supervisor accountable. Pay attention to symptoms of anxiety, depression, or burnout, and seek help early. Many universities have support systems, like mental health counseling, to help students manage stress. Graduate work can become all-consuming, especially if you feel pressure from your supervisor. Regular breaks and balanced boundaries can protect your mental health and help you sustain motivation over the long term. If possible, identify another faculty member or experienced peer who can offer guidance. A secondary advisor can give you alternative perspectives and support if your primary supervisor isn't available. Organizations and research institutes sometimes offer mentoring programs. Joining these can provide broader career support and new networking opportunities. Familiarize yourself with the protocols in place for addressing supervisory conflicts. If a serious issue arises, having a clear understanding of the process will help you act decisively. If you're facing consistent issues that are affecting your research progress or well-being, don't hesitate to reach out to your department head or graduate advisor. Escalating issues sooner rather than later can help prevent long-term setbacks. Don't let a challenging supervisory relationship derail your own academic and career objectives. Keep your focus on what you want to achieve and work toward building a resume that aligns with your goals. Stay open to change. In rare cases, switching supervisors or research topics might be necessary to protect your mental health or research progress. If this seems like the best option, consult with other faculty members and assess the feasibility before making a decision. Remember, the relationship between a student and supervisor is a partnership that should foster growth, mutual respect, and professional development. By proactively managing this relationship and prioritizing your well-being, you can avoid many common pitfalls and create a successful and rewarding graduate school experience. Found these tips helpful? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more academic success tips and research advice. Let us know in the comments, what's your biggest concern in choosing a supervisor?